Good evening, team. Welcome to the Monday night live running show podcast thing. Bite Size is here, and I'm back. It's Monday, and we are about to drink a cup of tea after having a Mars bar and a Kit Kat because I'm an athlete. But I want to know how you're all doing. So this is our weekly live stream on a Monday. My name's Chris Fordy. If you didn't know, I'm a running coach. And I'm here for the next whatever Mick tells me I'm here for. Just make sure that you get your questions and comments in the live chat. If you're listening to this as a podcast, thank you very much for doing that. We record these shows live because we're thick and we have no idea what we're doing. So we thought it would be a brilliant idea when we started doing these that we'd have a live audience. But no, if you are taking us along for your run, thanks a lot. Yeah. And hopefully over the next 30 minutes, we'll keep you mildly entertained and give you some sort of value. We're going to be talking about Saucony shoes at the front end. I'm going to be going through 3 shoes that are coming out from Saucony that I'm sure are going to be previewed in the next couple of weeks at the running event in Texas, where we'll get to see all the new shoes that are coming out. There's some shoes that they can and can't talk about, but we're going to be talking about them in just a minute. But again, if you're joining us live, thank you very much for tuning in live. I really do appreciate it. Seriously, if you've got any coaching questions, shoe-related questions, whatever you want to know, something about YouTube, whatever it is, I really don't care. I'm here for the next 30-odd minutes, so just jump in and join in the show. I again, genuinely, really do appreciate it. To everybody. This week for me, in terms of videos, let's just tell you what we've got coming out on the channel. I'm sort of playing around with some stuff at the moment in terms of the channel. I'm experimenting with different things. But thanks to everybody who watched the weekly vlog. So the weekly vlog. So if you actually, it's a good point. So if you don't know much about the channel, so the cornerstone of the channel, the fundamental part of the channel is obviously race vlogs, yeah, and from that is also my training for those races. And I started off back in 2016, I think it was, something like that. And you know, it was all about my training. And what I've tried to do every week is do a weekly vlog, a weekly video, yeah, for you guys who are interested. And I appreciate everybody who does subscribe to this channel. And by the way, we reached 15 million views on the channel recently, which is just... but yeah, so... and that's because I was doing a video that comes out this Sunday. Watch that video. But yeah, so my point is that the weekly vlog has been going since 2016, 2017, something like that. So, and it's now become... I don't know the words. I'm going to say the wrong word. Episodic. But basically, every Sunday, you get up to date. Now, that can be a race that I've done or like a training things, but I'm trying to play around with a few things is where I'm going. Try and improve the viewer experience. But yeah, trying to play around a few things, make it a little bit more immersive, and sort of bring you up to speed a little bit more with the training and then the mindset that I'm doing. So like we'll record, my my London Marathon training plan. We'll do an episode on that. This week's a bit of a funny one. It's a bit of a buffer between sort of me restarting training. You'll see that with this week. But yeah, so I'm just, if you didn't know, that's basically the fundamental part of the channel is that weekly vlog. The shoes obviously are part of the channel that are formed from the channel. And I love running shoes. Hence, we talk about them a lot. But fundamentally, this running YouTube channel we do or have, and the community that spawned from it and everything else is based around me running. Okay, so I was a runner before I came on YouTube. I didn't come on YouTube and then, I'm going to do some running. It's the other way around. So yeah, and I'm still learning in terms of the creative stuff. So that's where we're going, trying to focus as always on the running and not so much on the cool video edits and all that sort of stuff. It's not digging anybody out, by the way, but it's fundamental that we focus in on the running part of it and generally cocking about. But although next year we're going to try and go a little bit more serious with some of the running in terms of the training. I've been thinking about that in terms of getting a little bit more serious in certain aspects because Hayden basically told me off that I need to man up a bit. So that's a little bit backstory. But I was going to tell you what comes of ADHD. Where are we going? So this week, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to go. So tomorrow's a good video. Cheaper alternatives to the Super Blast 2. It's a good video. I'd recommend that if you can't afford the £200, which I think most of us can't for the Super Blast 2, or you can't get hold of them. I've got like 5 or 6 really good alternatives. So check that out. And then on Thursday, as it stands, we've got the sort of best running shoes of 2024 so far. Then on Saturday, I've done a video about a shoe that I got totally wrong. And then on Sunday, yeah, we've got a short video, short weekly vlog, which is kind of like a buffer between the end of my training block for London, Berlin and Yorkshire. And then now you'll see the following week as we sort of then transition into like the new training block. So that's what that is. It sort of cuts that off. So there we go. That's what's coming out this week on the YouTube channel. And again, thank you very much to everybody who has subscribed. Thank you to everybody who's part of those 15 million people that have watched the channel. Mental. That's amazing. So thank you very much. Genuinely, really do appreciate it. Please spread the word. Keep telling everybody about this YouTube channel. Keep telling everybody about the running club. It's free to join. And, you know, it's open to everybody. And obviously, don't forget the coaching. We're running a comp, by the way. If you, we're running a competition. If you, I put it in the community tab on the YouTube channel. You win a place in our group coaching. We do a group coaching thing where you get a training plan. You enter a private Facebook group. I'm there once a week answering your questions, but also, you know, all the time contactable in terms of like if you've got questions and stuff like that. So it's quite powerful actually. We had some really big success with it, just following the summer training plan. If you see the picture, there's a lady on there called Gemma. She smashed, I think, 19 minutes or 14 minutes off her PB at the Chester Marathon doing this. So definitely recommend entering that. You get a lot of value out of it. You get a lot of sort of input despite sort of relatively low cost. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend you check that out. Right, so that's that. I'm just going to say hello to everybody. Another shout out. Get your running shoe questions. We're going to be talking about Saucony in a minute. Coaching questions, whatever you want to know about, get it in there, right? And we'll dive in. You may have noticed we've had a slight tweak to the branding as well. Again, that's just us as we move into 2025. Always looking to improve. As we go, right, so Saucony, so like I said, so you've got the running event coming in November, a couple of weeks' time, which is like a big trade fair event that happens in Texas, and you get all the previews of all the shoes that are coming in 2025, 2026, some of the stuff you can. You'll see on YouTube some of the stuff you won't. It'll get held back because of embargoes and things like this. I won't be going. But the point is that you'll see a lot of releases coming through. So, like we mentioned it last week, the Sonic Blast from Asics will probably be there. I'm guessing that's a shoe that will come out in September. You'll get the Adidas Boston 13. Again, that's scheduled for a later release in the year, next year. But I'm guessing that will be previewed there. You'll see the Supernova 2, although I'll see that in a couple of weeks because I'm with Adidas in a couple of weeks. So you'll see a lot of shoes. Super Blast 3 may be there. You'll see a lot of shoes that are due to come out previewed on. So, you know, channels like Believe in the Run will be there. So, you know, always a good source to check that out. But Saucony, who I think have lost their way, by the way, will be coming out with some of their shoes. And we'll start off. So we've got the, I'll put this up. We've got the picture. And these pictures aren't the best quality. But this is the Truimph 23. Which received a bit of a makeover this year because it got the Power Run PB foam dropped into it. I think personally, this shoe needs to be like 1,000,000% better than 22. I really think this shoe needs to be like a competitor for the Super Blast. I'm not convinced it will be, but let's see. This got Power Run PB, I guess, but coming back into it. And it looks like it's got quite a thick upper on it from the grainy pictures that we have. Right. And then, and that's a favourite of mine, the Hurricane 24. The 25 looks like an evolution more than anything else. And that's totally normal with Saucony shoes. They do like an evolution. We've got the Ride 18 coming out in December. So you'll see, again, an evolution of their shoes. They do like a drastic change and then they'll just switch it up. So I'm guessing that will be along the same lines. And it'll be the same with the Speed 5, although this looks awful, I think. This, and if you look, if this is right, you can't see the winged plate anymore in the shoe, which is interesting, I think. And it looks like it's got a slightly higher stack. I don't like the look of this. I think it looks too close to a daily trainer. I think it's gone too far the other way. If you compare this to a SC Trainer 3, which is one of my favorite shoes at the moment, I think it's like, that looks like a super trainer. This just looks like something that somebody just went in one day and they said, oh, we need the Speed 5. And they went, oh, yeah, that'll do. And handed it in. So, you know, let's see what happens. But I'm not wildly hopeful for Saucony in terms of 2025. I might be wrong. I love their shoes. We've got the Elite 2, which I'm running in on Saturday. But the, and actually, that's a good point on the Elite 2, because somebody was asking me about that. So the Elite 2, the Saucony Elite 2, which I have, the Endorphin Elite 2, I was going to wear that. I saved that shoe like all year, basically, because I was going to run that in Berlin. But obviously, because of my, obviously, I keep saying that, but it was because I tore my calf. Berlin changed dramatically in terms for me and what I was going to achieve there and what I wanted to get out of the race. I just wanted to get round, which is why I went for the Pro 4. If you said to me, Fordy, you've got to run a hard marathon tomorrow, which I would thank you for, obviously, I would probably take the Elite 2 right now, sitting here. I'd give that a belt. I just would feel a little bit more confident in that than the Meta Speed Sky Paris. It's just a little, it's not as thin in the heel, even though it's got like a really soft foam in it. But I would take that tomorrow. If you said to me, you've got to go for a time, I'd take the Elite 2. So that's what happened with the Elite 2. So I'm going to be running that on Saturday. I've got to run a 42 or 41 minute 10K for Pagey at the weekend. He's got to run down there. So we shall see. But I'm going to wear the Saucony Elite 2. Endorphin Elite 2 on Saturday at the Remembrance Run. So I think that's it. For me, I'm just really worried about this. I know it's a crap picture, but I just think that looks a bit pony, if I'm honest. Fingers crossed it don't come out like that. Maybe it looks better in the flesh. Let's see. Yeah, looks like Saucony employed the old Brooks designer. It is interesting, isn't it? Like Brooks are like going like this or like this. Saucony at the moment seems to be going down like that. They're chasing that younger TikTok, thing, but they're doing it like after everyone else has gone after that. I appreciate why they're doing it. And again, I'm not just saying this. I really, really like Saucony shoes. I really, really like the Truimph. I really love the Hurricane. Hurricane's a great shoe, by the way. And I'm a big fan of Saucony Speed 4. I think it's a dual. It's the shoe that can do everything. But that Speed 5 just looks a bit like. Yeah, don't know. Let's see. And that's why I was telling you about the Nova Blast 5. I'm really nervous about the Nova Blast 5, even though I think it looks cracking, by the way, the Nova Blast 5 in that like navy pinky colour, salmony pink colour. I think it looks brilliant in that. But I'm really worried that shoe has become, boring. The Nova Blast 1 was like reckless. Yeah. That to me, what they've done just looks like, I don't know. Where's the? This is going to sound nice, but where's the innovation? Where's that shoe that you go? That looks a bit lively. I'll take that out. I'll take that out for a spin. Do you know what I mean? I want to own that shoe because it looks amazing. It looks mental. It looks something like that I could run a 5K in 12 minutes. That's the sort of thing I want. And that's what I want from the Nova Blast. Because otherwise, you might as well just go and buy a normal daily trainer. You want something like, I don't know, just Nova Blast should be like, I'm going to go out there and I may kill you, Fordy, but I may like give you a PB. That's what I want. I don't want people to look at it and go, what's that shoe on his foot? It looks awesome. That's what we want from the Nova Blast. I may be totally way off mark. Yeah, and we'll see. I did get it confirmed that I'll be getting this shoe middle of November. So I know there's all videos dropping. But again, ASICS and their agency, they work a little bit differently here in the UK. So there we go. Right. You know what? We've already done 15 minutes and I don't even know what I've spoken about. So I'm going diving in into the comments. This is a good time now to remind you all to firstly give this live stream a thumbs up. Secondly, to subscribe if you haven't. because we're trying to get to 22 million subscribers, which I think is realistic for next year. And thirdly, I can't remember what it was. I've forgotten. That's your fault, not mine. Good evening, everybody. Terrific episode. What's this? By the way, I'm recording a new episode of our marathon talk, which we've not copied the title from anybody this week. Just so you know, we'll be discussing the 7th star and other things. And that will come out 25th of November, just as you know. So I'm recording that this week with Hayden. Evening, Chris, from Ian. A terrific episode on Friday on marathon training. Trust the process. Yeah, I'd recommend if you've got a marathon in the spring that you listen to Friday's podcast. It's only 30 minutes. A lot of value to be had in that. Evening. Mick is going for 43 minutes. So, again, if you're new to the live stream, Mick every week reckons or puts out there how long I'm going to be. He's guessing I'm going to be 43 minutes tonight. Let's see how Mick gets on. I was doing a trail race yesterday. A few people come up to me saying how much they love the channel. Thank you very much, Mick. I really do appreciate it. 15 million people have watched this channel. It's mad, isn't it? It's bonkers, really, when you think about it. Just me here. Mad. Evening, Chris. Loving my Super Blast 2, but wondering how to slow them down. I think it's more you that needs to slow down, not the Super Blast 2. But it is a fantastic shoe. But again, if you can't get hold of them or it's too expensive, watch tomorrow's video. Great video. 7 in total other shoes to buy. The last one is a belter and it's under £80. So if you're looking for value, watch that video tomorrow. All right. Thank you, Gary. Can he offer some advice for a shoe addict who can't stop buying shoes? Asking for a friend. Yeah, I was impressed by this. So, Alf, Casey Neistat. If you've never seen, Casey Neistat did a video. If you don't know who Casey Neistat is, like the godfather of vlogging. He always runs the New York City Marathon, but he did a video earlier in the year. I mentioned it before, where he finally conquered that sub 3-hour marathon. His story about his running is incredible, whether you like the geezer or not. But he had a major accident, wasn't meant to run and all this sort of stuff. And he tried for years and years and years. I think it was 10 years of him trying to break that sub 3. And he ended up doing it. I think it was in Tucson. But he came back to do it. He wanted to run sub 3 at the New York City Marathon. He ran it in a pair of Brooks. So just putting that out there. I didn't make this stuff up, people, about Brooks. Okay, Matt Nash question is in, people. Matt Nash question is in. If you're again new to the live stream, every week, Matt Nash gives us a very sensible question. Are you ready? Okay. Just watched the vlog and you touched on gym work. I am back in the gym tomorrow. Since your calf injury, has your approach, attitude to your S&C training changed? Is the gym becoming something you can enjoy? Brilliant question, Matt. And it's a brilliantly timed question because this week I'm back in the gym. So and I said it in the vlog on Sunday. Again, a new episode every Sunday. But in this week's vlog, I mentioned the fact that I backed off of the gym towards the end of the Berlin Yorkshire block because I didn't want to add any extra stress to my calf muscle. I used the gym with the help of Carter and George to get back into running and continued that well into the training plan. But I did ease off towards the end because I was worried about doing something stupid. Because you know it's like at the gym, you start doing it and you start lifting a little bit more and all this sort of stuff. My approach has changed in the respect of this might sound strange, but this is it's the first time for me. I'm actually genuinely looking forward to getting into the gym tomorrow because I'm like on a mission to really crack on after like this year with the injury where I wasn't able to sort of kick on like I wanted to after London. I really want to get in the gym and really strengthen up. So I think my approach and attitude has changed dramatically in the respect of I really want to get in it. Now, anybody who's neurodivergent will understand how horrible a gym can be. If you're sensitive to noises and to this sort of stuff like I am in a relatively confined space, grunting is irritating. Having your music on or what podcast or whatever you're listening to, but then having the gym sound in the background, their noise can be really quite. It can really affect you. Again, this is anybody who suffers with autism, ADHD, and stuff like that, like I do. So, right, if you've got anything like that, you can totally understand. And even the person when you come in or when you leave on the reception who's done nothing wrong is like asking you questions. It's like, and you can't get on machines that you have a routine and you can't get on those machines because there's people like on the machines or they've left their towel on the machine that you want to go on. That can really make the whole gym adventure a really stressful environment. And for somebody like me who suffers with all of that, that's one of the main reasons why I disliked the gym for so long. But because of my new mindset, because the therapy works, because of my understanding of my neurodivergence, I feel like a new man ready to attack the gym, and I really want to get in the gym, and I really want to get stronger, and I really want to use that. So I'm willing to accept that those challenges will come across me tomorrow, and I know how to deal with that. And that's the key to me getting better at running, is to get stronger and not let the stresses and anxieties that can be caused by the gym affect me. So that's how my attitude's changed. Great question, Matt. Really timely as well. Really timely, because I'm like a new man when it comes to the gym. Don't get me wrong. I will want to kill everybody in there, especially the geezer with the beard, because most of them have beards. And he's looking in the mirror doing this. I will want to knock him out. But that's just the fun and games of me. Okay, moving on. Russell, my Mag Max have given me a shocking arch blister after a 10-mile run. Sorry to hear that. They might be going back, Russell. I absolutely love that shoe. But again, it just shows you the shoes work differently for different people. I can't, as I said to you before, I can't run with the Alphafly 3 because of the arch issues. Everybody's different in terms of their foot shape. Gary, just want to ask how you're doing yourself. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. I'm excited to start my new training. Gaz, Super Blast 2. What's the sizing like? True to size, Gaz? Had the Nova Blast and Nimbus, and they both been a bit long. Yeah, it can be. The Nova Blast and Nimbus are a bit long. I don't disagree with you there. But for me, the Super Blast 2 has always been true to size. No problem there. Okay, so Andy's following up from the Saucony pictures that I showed you earlier. If you're coming in late, again, get your questions and comments in on the live chat. I showed you pictures of the Endorphin Speed 5. So he's a Saucony fan, had the Truimph 21 and Endorphin Pro 4. Looking forward to hearing about the Speed 5. So there we go. Let me know, Andy. Hopefully you've come back and talked about it. I'm just going to have a sip of tea if that's all right. Talk about yourselves. Right. Okay. Outside of the Saucony Tempest, this is from Kevin. Any decent, stable, do-it-all, speedish shoes other than stability seems a bit clunky. Yeah, I mean, you've got if you're looking for a workout shoe, you've got the Brooks Hyperion 2 GTS, great shoe. That is designed as a stable workout shoe. We've got the Kivara Pro, which I've said a million times is a great long run, even into marathon, half marathon, race day shoe for anybody who's got stability needs. If you've got more money than Hayden, go and buy the SC Elite version 4, very stable shoe. So, there's plenty of shoes out there. But also I would get in the gym and work on some of that pronation. I'm like gym mad now. Okay, moving on. Right. Fordy. Any news on the Adidas Adios 9? Adios 9. Yeah, I think I'm going to be seeing that or having that on the 25th of November. I don't know when the launch is. I don't think it's far away. And as I said, I mentioned the Boston. That's well into next year. But I think you'll see that at the running event. Whether they'll be allowed to push that out, I'm not sure. I will be testing the Pro 4 at the Adidas event I'm going for. I don't think the Evo SL will be there. So I'll wait until that one comes across or gets delivered as and when. But I'm actually in no rush about the Evo SL. I know there's a lot of hype around there. £130 shoes, got Light Strike Pro in it from the Adidas Pro 3. Makes a lot of sense on paper. Looks a great shoe. I think it was, as always, extremely hyped up because everybody got given it in Berlin and got caught up in all of that. And because most of those people who were reviewing it were taken out there by Adidas, you do the math. But that said, I think it looks a good shoe on paper. That Light Strike Pro in the Adidas Pro 3, which is the same stuff from the early shoes, is a cracking foam. So on paper, it should be a really good shoe. I still think it's amazing that they're putting it out at £130, and Adidas need a massive round of applause for doing that. I think it's brilliant. So fair play to them for doing that. So yeah, that's the update on that, where I'm at with those. Hey, 40 Pastry, waiting on your next Zoomfly 6, torn between knees. Yeah, I'm probably going to be at 50 miles quite quickly in those, so that won't be too long to wait for that. That's more scheduling question than anything else. So I mean, this week I'll get 30 miles done. So you know what I mean, and that's with only a 10k at the weekend in terms of race. So I would expect that quite soon. I've got to film it firstly, and then I've got to edit it and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm looking to do 50 miles in that shoe, and then I'll turn the camera on and we'll film that. But yeah, not too long to wait, hopefully, for you. But thanks very much for requesting that. I appreciate it. Evening 40 from Greg. Just planning ahead for next year. What's a good, comfy long run shoe for a heel striker? I'm guessing Superlast 2, but I'm wondering what is more readily available option. Watch tomorrow's video. I'm not just plugging my own stuff on here. Watch tomorrow's video. I spent a bit of time researching some good, sensible options in terms of shoes that are a bit more affordable and a bit more available. Personally, in terms of somebody who's a heel striker, I would look at the Hyperion Max 2 and I would look at the Kinvara Pro. Next one, La Bocalan. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Just run a sub 25k without much training. Can I run a sub 40 10k in 6 weeks with the proper training? Yeah, 6 weeks. Yeah, should be able to if you do the sensible amount of recovery and some real sort of strategic sessions in there. I think yeah, if you take what you've just done and build on that over 6 weeks, you should be in good shape. Just watch your fatigue between the sessions is what I would say. Hey, 40, how's the calf doing now after 2 marathons? Yeah, I mean, I literally took a couple of weeks off. Thanks for asking, by the way. I took a couple of weeks off, and like even this weekend, make you laugh, I didn't run at all. But that's because I knew today was the start of my sort of pre-plan. I'm in a pre-plan before my plan. If that makes any sense. My sort of training plan for London starts 6th or 4th of January, something like that. But I'm now in that sort of pre-plan where I'll be putting into place like all the different runs and things like that I'll be doing, get back in the gym and stuff like that. But yeah, so far, touch wood, seems to be okay. We'll find out. Get a bit of gym work on it and see what it's like after that, I think. And then we'll go for there. But again, I'm being cautious, and I was cautious in my training plan for Berlin. It was all about building stamina. I know we had all the brain busters out there who aren't qualified telling me I should be doing intervals, but they literally have no clue what they're talking about. That block was proven to be right in terms of building stamina to get me in shape, ready to do this next block, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but appreciate the question. Janet, evening all. I'm thinking of signing up to the Paris Full Marathon. When will your training block start? I'm guessing what she asked you, Janet. I'm training for London, but I'm going to have Paris in that training block. So I'm doing Paris and London next year. And Paris will be part of that London marathon training block. I'm going to treat Paris as a long run, which is nuts that it's a marathon and you're treating it as a long run. It's crazy when you think about it because they're bloody hard. But I will treat that as a long, slow run for me. That's the most important part. So January the 6th starts, but I think if you're Paris, you've got to be 2 weeks earlier. So December sometime if you want to do 16. But again, I'm effectively doing like a 24 week. 24 week block, something like that, because I started today. So there we go. Okay, Matthew Wallace. Hi, Chris. Why is there such a lack of availability of of the Superblast compared to ASICS shoes. I think that's firstly down to you lot keep buying them. But I also think that's just ASICS. I don't think there's an element of marketing, keeping stuff back, making that sort of, but there is also that they literally don't fully understand the marketplace. Again, not digging them out because they're brilliant, but I really don't think that they understand it 100%. Saw this legend running down Queen Victoria Street in London towards Bank last Thursday. Good to see him pound the street. Are you referring to me? It's nice if you're calling me a legend, but I'm not sure you're referring to me. But I do run in London. I do run in London a lot. So if you're referring to me, Andrew, I really appreciate it. Is Paris sold out? Because I was trying to get someone to join me in Paris. So let me know if it is sold out. Good luck. First marathon on Sunday. Just take your time. Get round. No rush. Okay, right. So we're back here again. Bit of a not last call, but if you've got any questions, comments, please get them in now, because then I'll make sure I get through answering them before we end the show. And again, I really genuinely, I'm not blowing smoke up your asses. I really genuinely appreciate you all tuning in live on a Monday and getting involved in the live conversation. I really do appreciate it. So Andy's running his first marathon at Manchester in April. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I've got invited to do that and I can't because London's the same day. But I think it's a good marathon to do. Do you have any strength and condition exercise recommendation often? So you should be doing minimum, let's say, one strength session a week, one sort of cross-training conditioning session a week. Yeah, try and space them out if you can. Now, your strength work can be as simple as going on YouTube and following along to a workout at home. Yeah, and whether it's a kettlebell or whatever. If you could do that 30-minute, 40-minute, 45-minute session on YouTube for free at home, brilliant. Then do some cross-training, whether it's like cycling or yoga or Pilates or whatever you can do. If you can do that twice a week throughout your marathon training block and before, you're winning. All right. You'll be surprised how much that will make a difference. So just try and focus on that. If you can do that, honestly, you feel like a king. Could you do a live shop tonight in a size? If you're no, I don't think we're going to get time, Gary. So if you're new, Gary's asking us to do a live. So some weeks I will jump on to Start Fitness and we'll go through their shoes and find a shoe for somebody. He's after a 10.5 winterized daily trainer. I would personally go for. I did a video on winter shoes. I did the Adidas Supernova Gore-Tex and the Puma DV8 Nitro WTR. Just have a look at that. And they're the ones I'd recommend. Use the code 40 runs and stuff in it. So I'm going to have some more tea. Because I don't think we've got time tonight, Gary. But we can do that next week. If anybody wants to do that, maybe we should start doing that once a week. If you let me know in the comments while we're still rolling through, if that's something you want us to do on a regular basis and pick a shoe type, and then we'll go and find it. And I'll give you a recommendation. We could start doing that if you wanted to. Let me know. We could start doing that if you wanted. Apologies, I'm drinking this tea because it's lemon and ginger. I'm trying to be healthy. So I've not had any naughty food today. I'm trying to be good. Because I saw a picture the other day and I thought, Jesus, Fordy needs to lose a bit of weight. Anyone else do that? You see a picture of yourself and you think, need to lose a few pounds. Everyone's now commenting on the Endorphin Speed 5 picture that I showed at the front end of the show. Looks like a downgrade. Yeah, that does. They were so fun and responsive. I don't have any issues with stability. Again, just to recap, I'm nervous. I am nervous. Eric saw the previewed Saucony pictures. They don't look promising, but the same way when they released the Speed 4. You're right, Eric. We don't know until we get the shoe in hand. And again, it's not going to be dramatically different in terms of what they're doing, or if they're true to how they usually go, it won't be dramatically different. But I just thought they looked pony. But again, bad pictures. So who knows? Eric wants the Nova Blast 5 because he's had the 3 and 4s and have treated me well as the Super Blast. So, that's the thing, isn't it? If the Nova Blast 5, Eric, maybe I'm going off on a tangent as I always do. I just expect something like to blow the bloody doors off with the Nova Blast. If I wanted something vanilla, I'd go and buy a Ride 18. You know what I mean? It's like, what's the point? Make it exciting. Yeah, that's true. We've been exported with so many good shoes from Saucony. Yeah, could be. Okay. Isn't so? This Andrew's excited for the Evo SL. I'm excited because it's cheap, but again, I always get nervous when when you see everybody saying it's like the best thing ever, and it's only people who have done an event with Adidas that are saying that. So, and I love all those people who did that event. So I don't know. I really hope that it is what they say is, because at £130 with that Light Strike Pro on paper, it should be awesome. Absolutely awesome. So let's hope. And fingers crossed, I have to wait too long, but we shall see. Okay. Okay. I think you're talking amongst yourselves now, which is brilliant. That's what I love to see in the chat. I've seen a couple of reviews of the Nova Blast 5. Apparently, much softer and bouncier. I'm worried it might be too soft. Yeah, I'm telling you now. The Blast Max in the Glide Ride Max is proper soft, but it can be soft, but it has to be responsive. I don't mind if it like 6 and then just smacks you back. That's great. But if it's just soft and it's just mushy, there's no point having it. Which is where I think the Sonic Blast may be interesting, because if it has got that foam in it, but it's got a plastic plate in it, which is what it will have. Although it did say it's got dual foam, so we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's top layer, Blast, Max, and then, but we'll see. But either way, it could be too soft, too unresponsive, so we may need to wait for the Sonic Blast. Just saying. Right, I'm going to scoot through you guys talking to each other. I think that's amazing. I'm glad I caught alive. I have a question, not shoe related though. James, ask away. It's not just shoes here. We talk about coaching questions, whatever you want, YouTube, whatever. I think they went to Blast Max to differentiate the Nova Blast 5 from the Super Blast. I don't feel there's much difference between Super Blast 2 and the Nova Blast 4, to be honest, even in the day. Yeah, you're not a million miles wrong. The foam, though, is just something in terms of when you step on it in the Super Blast 2, you do get a much better feedback and responsiveness than you do with a Nova Blast. So, 4. Let's see. Okay, moving down. I look at my... Okay, I had someone come up to me. David Turner, hero, by the way, said, love the channel, Fordy. I just said, thanks. Brilliant. Thanks very much. Yeah, it's nice. Again, I just love it. So many people love the channel, come up and say hello. And it's mad. Someone saw me running. I think it was somebody saw me running in London, which is cool. James Mitchell, I've signed up for a road running association next year locally at varied races, various distances from 4 to 5 miles, 5 and 10K up to 20. How can I stay consistent in training? I would get something like Cooper. If you go over to www.fordyruns.com/Cooper, you'll get a free trial. But getting something like that, which is a relatively inexpensive way of getting some structure into your running, I thoroughly recommend it. It's not, we said it last week, and I had some comments on the videos that runners too aggressive for a lot of people, causing injuries to one person. They commented, I'm not just saying that, like, don't sue me, runner, but have a look in the comments on that video. Someone said they got injured by following that plan. It's quite aggressive for a lot of people. So I think if you go over to fordyruns.com/Cooper, you'll be able to get yourself something there that's, a free trial on that maybe is not an as expensive way as like hiring a coach like me, because I like start at £50 a month for the lowest level of coaching from me. And you'll get some structure in there, and you'll get some sessions ideas in there and things like that. So that might be worth an idea, James. Try that. Just an idea. Structures is key to consistency. Unless Saucony firm up the plate in the Speed 5, then I have no interest. Okay, I wouldn't surprise me. It's the same thing. Although that diagram was a little bit weird. I noticed for the first time looking at that it didn't have the winged plate sticking out, but that could be just a bad picture that I put up. But that'd be interesting to see whether that's the same winged plate that's in that version. Brains squish something or other. The Speed 4 is too soft a plate. The Hyperion Max 2 suits me. I think the Hyperion Max 2 is the halfway ground between the Speed 4 and, like you mentioned it, the Magic Speed 4 or the Boston 12. It's soft-ish, but not soft. It's the DNA flash does soften up, so you can watch that over time. But yeah, it's a good shout. Okay. Janet, when would you start your training for a spring marathon? I think I mentioned that, Janet, in terms of dates already. Noise cancelling headphones are essential in gyms. Yes, I spoke about it earlier. I think that's what you're referencing. Is there an ideal length for a marathon block? Brighton is 22 weeks away. Most blocks seem to be 16, but some are 20. Are there pros and cons, or should I wait and do? I think it's. I mean, it's a good question. We in terms of coaching, we're working like mesocycles and things like this, and usually it takes 6 to 8 weeks for a development to sort of have an impact. And I think that's why you get sort of the 16-week period, because you've got to remember you've got a taper in there, you've got a build up phase and that sort of thing. So that's tending and how we get to that 16 weeks. Personally, if you've got Brighton, I've started my training, like I said to you, I don't start my 16-week block until 6th of January, but I'm doing a sort of pre-block, which is about getting the consistency going again. That I took 2 weeks off, maybe even 3, I think it was, or whatever it was. But whatever it was, I took the time that I needed to stop running. Don't forget, I run for my mental health more than anything else. That's basically the only reason I run. So I have to run to stop other things occurring. And I was in a position where I felt like I needed to get back into some training, and I looked, knowing myself, and I thought, right, this week, 4th of November, is a good time for me to start building back up again. So I think for you, in terms of pros and cons, there's a lot of advantages to it. As long as you do it slowly, you're not going out there and crushing like, stupid bars and running, stupidly fast and all this sort of stuff. If you can build that slow aerobic work into the front end for the first few weeks, it's going to give you a good platform to then take it for the actual block that you go into. The cons of it really is the fact that you're going into a plan early. You're not enjoying that downtime, that freedom of not being in a plan. You're then restricted to a degree. You can get into bad habits early, that sort of thing. There's more risk of injury, and because you're doing more and all this sort of stuff, right? They're the cons. But I would say if you do it right, it can be very powerful. So that's what I would say. Gary, could you do a vlog about your new training plan in the gym? Is it something I want to tackle? Yeah, we'll add that in. Okay, but I wouldn't say I'm brilliant in the gym. I'm not like some like PT or anything. I have a routine. I have a set that I do, and then I leave. My sort of brain thoughts or thought process when it comes to gym is, I need to do this twice a week. What's the sort of minimum I could do without like getting myself into trouble? How can I do this with the least amount of stress? I'm not looking to build muscle like be some sort of like Arnold Schwarzenegger geese. I'm just looking to strengthen with the least amount of stress possible. If I could have a gym, if I could go to a gym that was closed, then I'd be in there all day, because then there wouldn't be all these other idiots in there. I went to the gym the other day, Beth. I've been a fellow neurodivergent, yes, so I avoid it for all the reasons I mentioned. Before I got myself a PT 3 months ago. Now, exactly right, and this is the thing, Beth. You're spot on. That's what we did with Ben. Ben went out because he's lucky enough he can afford it. He got himself a PT, and that was the difference between I think still, I put it down. Yeah, he's got the best coach in the world, i.e., me. But the PT set him up right with the strength training and the cross training. And that's, what ultimately led to Ben running 256 and should have gone faster. So, that's the difference. And you're right. If you get a PT that can show you what you need to do and can make it so it's enjoyable and accessible, and you don't feel like a helmet when you're walking around there with no clue, give you the confidence, then you're going to start seeing the benefits of it. So again, can't recommend PTs enough. They do a good job. Some of them are just, yeah. Anybody have any fun mileage goals for the year? They're closing in or not? I'm going for 2,024 miles. And it's good. They're good motivational things to do. Running London next year will be my first. Any advice on tips? Have you done a bit or have I missed it? Ash, I would join our group coaching. If it's your first marathon, I would join our group coaching. Get over to FORDYRUNS.com. You can actually win a place at the moment, but get into our group coaching. Honestly, I'm not just selling it. I couldn't care less about the money, to be honest with you. You'll see huge benefits from doing it. Check out our group coaching that we offer. Vienna or Rome for a first marathon? Rome. Because of the Colosseum. Would you recommend Hal Higdon's 18-week novice 2? I've not looked at that plan. I can't comment. I don't want to comment on that because if I put that into you and you struggle with it, I'm going to look like, all right, helmet. I don't know Hal Higdon's training plan, so I'm really sorry, but I won't comment on that. But definitely Rome. Keep going down. What's your current weekly split, Fordy? Don't understand the question. You've got 2 minutes. Mick, Fordy, I have a training question. Do you listen to Garmin on training readiness when it says you need some good recovery, even though I feel good? I don't listen to Garmin. I've said it before. I don't particularly, I'm not saying it's bad, by the way, because I live, I've got the 965. The only thing I track on my Garmin that I only pay attention to, the only thing I pay attention to is my sleep. It's the only thing. If I'm getting good quality sleep, everything else takes care of itself. My readiness to train, my ability to go out and do a really good session, my mental focus in on doing a 22-mile long run. That's all comes back to, have I had enough sleep? And again, somebody who suffers like I do with, ADHD and all the other greatness that I have, sleep can be an issue. So it's really important that I track that. If I can get my sleep right, everything else works well. Which trainer would you recommend for the treadmill? I would say the Brooks Hyperion 2. Any tips for the easiest way to get into and attend the Berlin Marathon? Yes, sports tours. Thomas has been able to get 2 pairs of the Super Blast 2 at different times, maybe just my size. Yeah, sizing, you can get really lucky with that. And it was me. Thank you, Andrew. Make sure you say hello next time. Oh, Paris is sold out. Well, I'm doing it, so I do run. I say Andy's come back. He runs along London Wall. Don't love the crowds. No, he's busy along there. Am I planning through Sydney? We're tuning into the Marathon Talk podcast that's coming out on the 25th of November. We're going to be talking about this. We are going to be talking about this. Alf, when doing a marathon as a long training run for goal pace, why do you suggest 20 miles at goal pace and ease off opposed to 20 miles easy and a faster 6-mile finish? Let me read that again. When doing a marathon as a long training run for a goal race, okay, why do you suggest 20 mile at goal pace and ease off opposed to 20 mile easier and faster 6-mile? I've never done 2. I'm not sure I recommend that. I wouldn't personally, and this is somebody who's doing it, I would never personally recommend doing 2 marathons close together. I don't see the benefit of it. And that's somebody who's doing it, by the way. If it was a client of mine, I would say, no, we pick one and we focus in on one. Marathon's a long bloody way. Unless you're somebody who does that sort of mileage, heavy mileage every week. then I wouldn't particularly see the benefit of doing it. I think you get much more benefit out of doing 16, 18 mile goal runs, personally, is what I would recommend. Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend doing 2 marathons that close. Again, this is somebody who's doing them, but it's purely from a coaching point of view. Put one race in that you're going to focus in on that year and build everything around that. Yeah. Music. Well, we appreciate the time you spent answering your questions. Thanks, Chris. And I appreciate you all tuning in. It's amazing. It really is amazing. I'm just going to scoot through some of these. So thanks again for all the questions. First time. So Jeremy is the first time tuning into the stream. I'm interested to research on super shoes and injuries. Something tells me Brooks' approach keeps runners healthier in the long run. Yeah, there's the amazing thing is now there's so much science and development going into all the shoes. I'm not saying it never did, but they've got so much sort of, I don't know, they've got so much science, so many teams behind what's going on, in terms of the shoes and stuff like that now. So I think the science is improving all the time. The technology is improving all the time. The phones are improving all the time. Obviously, they've got more testers out there than ever before at their disposal. So it's just there for the taking. So I think it's just going to, keep everybody healthier for longer, I think, with the shoe technology. Hyperion Max 2 is the best in the game. If you know, you know. Yeah, it's a great shoe. Great shoe. 40, which shoe should I choose? The Boston 12, available in my size. Yeah, Boston 12 is a great shoe. It really is. It's a bit firm. Or the Speed 4s. It depends on what you're after. Speed 4 is a softer ride. Boston 12, both very, very good shoes. That comes down to personal choice in terms of the firmness of the foam, I would say. Love the look of the shoe. Right, I'll keep going down. I'm trying to get through them because I've just seen the time. Mick's like blowing Mick out of the water tonight. Marathon training never stops. You're right. Thank you for being. He's autistic. Yeah. I thank you for being vocal about your experiences, Will. Yeah. I think we just put it out there straight as we always do on this channel. 40, you're going to be here in Sydney. Okay, yeah, again, tune in to Marathon Talk that we're doing. Are you planning on getting the Coros Pace Pro? I think I was talking to Start Fitness about this the other day. I think that was the watch they were talking about. Whether we get that or not, I'm not 100% sure. I've got the 965 Garmin on here at the moment. It's the one I use. I think I've done videos on it. What's this last question? Thanks, Chris. We'll stick to Brighton's goal races 2025. Keep flirting the idea of adding main badges. So it's entirely up to you, Alf. Do whatever works for you, brother. Everybody's different. That's the thing. Everyone's different. Everyone's running for their own reasons. Everybody's racing for their own reasons. Everybody's watching this for their own reasons. So, you do you, bruv. You do you, and it'll all be fine. All right? Okay, team. We've done it very well. We got through to 53 minutes tonight. Genuinely, really appreciate you all tuning into this live stream. Means a lot. If you missed the start where we put the Speed 5 up, check that out. It's not a very good picture, but we had the Truimph on there, the Speed 5. But those shoes will be available, I'm sure, in terms of content from great channels like Believe in the Run at the running event that we're coming out in Texas real soon. So make sure you check those, like Kafuzi's channel, stuff like that. Make sure you check them out. But yeah, so they look interesting. Next week, this week we're live on Friday. We're not sure what we're talking about. We're talking about something. No idea. But I'm on. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you, look out for the competition we're doing in terms of the group coaching at the moment. You can check that out. I think that's it in terms of stuff. Keep telling everybody about the channel. I really appreciate it. Means a lot. Genuinely, I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up your asses. I genuinely do really appreciate it, especially tuning in on a Monday night for 50 odd minutes to listen to me answer your questions. Thanks. If you're listening to this as a podcast, we appreciate you taking the time to listen to this as we go along. And I think that's probably about it. I'm just looking for the outro. Outro. There it is. Okay, guys. Right. So I'll see you on Friday. Okay. Look out for the videos this week. Thanks again to everybody. I'll catch you all later. Make sure you all subscribe as well. Bye-bye.